You're listening to Morning Becomes Eclectic. My name is Tyler Boudreaux. I'm KCRW DJ and culture producer. And joining us today is the legendary band War. I'm so excited. We're so lucky to have War in the studio with us today and can't wait to get into the music. But first, we're going to have a conversation with the OG co-founder and lead singer for War, Lonnie Jordan. Come on up here. I think you gotta go that way.
All I have to say is, you guys can't film on your phones. You can't do anything. Just don't drink all the wine. Let me spill it.
I was gonna say something, but I'm glad you did.
Beat you to it.
Well, congratulations on 50 years of The World is a Ghetto, by the way. Give it up, y'all. That's amazing.
Over 50 years.
Oh, okay. Over 50 years. There we go. Well, it's such a phenomenal record, opening with the classic hit, The Cisco Kid. But I gotta tell you, what's really special about the record for me are the tripped out psych soul funk jams like City, Country, City, and Four Cornered Room. I mean, come on. Lonnie, would you take us back to the early 70s and share what were some inspirations and guiding forces for the record?
The streets. Like Jimi Hendrix always said, are you experienced? And that's basically what we were. We were experienced from the streets. Our music has always been and still is street music. And we just, my Rock and Roll Hall of Fans. That's where I get my music from.
I love that.
Well, not us, the band.
Right. Can you talk about the night when producer Jerry Goldstein brought this English artist named Eric Burdon with him to a bar and they heard you play? And what was it like jamming together on stage for the very first time?
It was great. First of all, he wasn't the first person that came up on stage. Jerry Goldstein and a whole posse he had bought Eric Burdon and Lee Oscar. And I thought Lee Oscar was Eric Burdon. It goes to show you how much I knew. I was young, dumb, and full of fun. So we're playing Booker T and the MGs, Hang 'em High, and just all these songs from the past that existed then. Anyway, Eric finally came up on stage, and no, he didn't come up on stage. Lee Oscar came up on stage, played harmonica. I said, wow. This guy, Eric Burdon, is going to play harmonica. Is that the same Eric Burdon I saw during the British invasion on television? And I said, he looks different, but his hair was longer, And I said, wow, okay. But that was Lee Oscar. And so when Eric heard us play, we played basically every genre of music back then. We just played from our gut, heart, and ears because we didn't know how to read. If you didn't turn on a tape recorder, everything was lost. So no memories if you didn't turn it on. And Eric loved the band, and next thing you know, we were at SIR rehearsing for a tour. And our first show was at Devonshire Downs, like a 3-day festival. What was it? Mothers of Invention, Janis Joplin, Marvin Gaye, Hendrix, The Doors. Name it. Everybody was on that 3-day, thing. And we went there, and we didn't know what we were doing, but we killed it. I found that out later in the years, when my head was clear.
At the time you were discovered, the band was called The Creators.
Yeah.
What motivated the switch to then becoming War?
The Vietnam War was happening, and the soldiers, which I couldn't understand at the time, but that's my personal thing, that they went and fought a war, somebody else's war, and then they come home and they had to fight another war against their own country just to get jobs and to be loved, and they weren't, and that kind of bothered me a little bit. And but at the time, we waged war against wars through our music, and our choice of weapons was our instruments. And no bullets in it, and so we made a lot of our music for the soldiers that couldn't speak for themselves, and we had the opportunity to express what they couldn't through music. Music is a healer too, you know. So we were troubadours back then, you know. Still are.
I love that. I know for many people from Southern California, across different generations and different races, a lot of the songs in War's discography strike a core memory. Especially for me, growing up in LA, your songs remind me of being in the backseat of my parents' car, or conjures the image of lowriders in Elysian Park, or the feeling of driving on the 405 South to Long Beach for a classic car meetup. War's fusion of R&B, rock, Latin music, jazz, and blues feels like a reflection of the diversity of Southern California. Can you talk specifically about how Southern California culture influenced the sound of War?
Well, we lived in California too, so you know we were a part of it, as well as the people who listened to us and liked what we were writing about. Like I said, our fans helped us write the songs. That was our influence, and of course we listened. The band that is listened to all genres of music. Back then, it was calypso. And then it became reggae. Then we listened to a lot of Latin music, a lot of blues, a lot of what else did we listen? Even Hawaiian music. We listened to gospel music. We listened to everything, and we just took all that and put it into one pot, like a gumbo.
That's a tasty gumbo, y'all. Over the 60 years you've been singing these songs, have they adopted any new meaning as you've grown older and wiser and have had more experiences playing them?
Well, unfortunately, when we were writing it, of course, there was a lot of chaos going on in the world, which nothing's changed. Unfortunately, I hate to say this, but it's gotten worse. So, but we can still make a difference. And through our music, again, our Rock and Roll Hall of Fans will help us through our music to bring love and freedom and peace toward one another. There is a way, like my mother used to say, if there's a will, there's a way. And there's always a way. I mean, hey, that's why I watch Star Trek all the time. They have great stories, believe it or not. And it's all pertaining to that. Different people from different planets, no different from different towns, cities, state, countries. Same thing. And we'll be dealing with that soon too, you know, in the future. Well, maybe not me, but some of us. Yeah. Our future grandchildren.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Lonnie Jordan. Now let's get to the music, everyone. Please join me in welcoming War on KCRW.
Thank you.